of the things that Asbury was really lacking was a sense of place in their community. It's a bedroom community. It was one of the fastest growing residential communities in the state of Iowa, but it doesn't really have a central business district. It doesn't have much basis in a commercial area. So it lacked that kind of central focus of a sense of place, and so that's really one of the goals that wanted to come out of this process was creating a sense of place and identity for the city of Asbury and their residents that kind of speak true to their mission. They knew they had needs. They had aging facilities. They had 3 different elements in their community: a police station in basically a vintage house. They had a library in a small rental retail strip mall, and they had a city hall that was in a converted branch bank that had been flooded in their lower level. So they knew those 3 facilities had to be replaced. So we went through programming, worked with each of the groups in those 3 endeavors to see how could we combine those into one entity to possibly create a community center. So during the course of that first study, we actually looked at 13 different sites throughout the community to see what was the best location for possibly a combined community services campus, so to speak. And so through that early phasing, we identified their program needs for those 3 endeavors. We identified the final site that they selected, and that whole process took about a year and a half. And we had a series of focus groups, user groups. We engaged the community at several different points, shared different options, asked for input, and then through really the mayor's and the council's leadership and direction, we helped facilitate that process down to what ultimately is being built today. We knew that imagery was important for the city and the community, and we developed actually 2 different exterior schemes, and we took that to computer modeling, and we developed one that was more traditional in architecture, and we developed one that was more along our lines of our Nebuchadnezzar philosophies of exterior architecture. And everyone seemed to be interested in our Nebuchadnezzar style solution. Nebuchadnezzar is a Winnebago Indian name for riverbed. And my interpretation of that is how nature has adapted to change. And so this style is trying to be indicative of the earth, but also to be indicative of how we adapt to change.
We're all excited about the new building here. It's been about 4 years in the making, and today it's reality. We're looking for the expansion into the new building. It's going to function very well for the housing of our vehicles, for the 5 officers that we currently have. It's going to give us a lot more room, better working conditions, and some new security features that we've never had before.
The architects, I have to say, have just helped us along so much. They've been so accommodating and patient when we had changes and when we wanted something.
So we're there every week on site, meeting with the contractor, the subs, and also representatives of the owner. We provided all the interior design services as well. We specified, selected, and bid out all the interior furnishings and the furniture for both the library and the City Hall portion, and we're overseeing that work.
We have a small space in the library to do story hours that we've created right inside the library itself, and the architects working on that, they really didn't quite understand what we were at when we first started on that story hour area, but they figured it out, and it's turned out really nice.
They chose to make investments in certain aspects that really, I think, is going to pay off for the community of Asbury. Things like geothermal. We have a photovoltaic system arranged on the roof, high energy exterior windows. This is an old-fashioned technology that you saw at the turn of the century. A lot of times in historic storefronts, you'd see a small prism glass as transoms above your storefront windows. And that glass was designed to throw light horizontally. That was really before we had electricity. And we use that in the upper portions of the library. So that glass now doesn't produce the glare problems inside the library, but at the same time it pushes the natural daylighting about 2 to 3 times farther back into the space to create a more even natural daylight in those reading areas and different portions of the library.
Straka Johnson did a great job of bringing this building together. Not only is it high-tech, but it's very welcoming and home feel. This was very important that this building be the style it was because it's in the middle of a residential neighborhood next to a park. And the Straka team just nailed it. We're very, very proud of this building. We're very, very proud of the work that's gone into it. And we look forward to the next 83 years and beyond.
They've been great people to work with, both professional and still fun at the same time. You know, we all had the same common goal and we all worked together to try and achieve that.
The Straka Johnson team, they were all ears. And when it was time for us to listen to them, we did. They were the experts, but they took our concerns, our thoughts, our dreams and our visions, and they molded them into what we have today.